Well, I've just been told by doctors that all of you have had injuries and wounds. I'd like to reiterate, I'd like to emphasize, I said that already and I'll say that again. All of you out there at the special military operation, you're all heroes, because a bullet can come at any moment from anywhere, but assault units, special operations forces, and military reconnaissance units, they consist of people of special nature, and these things are obvious, of course. And I'm very pleased to say that we have the people like you, and we're grateful to you. And you know that your efforts do not go in vain. They're not lost. The situation in the special military operation is developing, well, favorably to us. And your comrades on all sections of the front are pushing forward. And in Kupiansk and in Krasnoarmeysk, they encircled the enemy, and I've discussed this matter with the commanders of the armies and army groups, and they don't mind letting reporters, media representatives, including international and Ukrainian ones, in the encirclement zones, so that they could see for themselves what is going on there, could see the status in which the encircled troops are, could see their condition, so that the political leadership of Ukraine could decide on the further fate of their citizens, of their military people, the way they did in Azovstal. They will be given this possibility. We're just worried that there are no provocations on the Ukrainian side. We are ready to suspend hostilities for several hours, 2, 3, or 6 hours, to allow a group of journalists to enter those areas, see what's going on there, talk to Ukrainian troops there, and move out. We are ready to deliver them to a certain location so that the Ukrainian forces could receive them there. The most important thing is to avoid any provocations. For example, if they might launch a drone and inflict some casualties, and then this will be presented. We need to avoid that. The question is whether the Ukrainian part is ready for that. That's the first thing I wanted to say. The fact that you fight very well on your section of the front line is out of doubt. The situation, the overall situation, is developing, as I said, and what you and your comrades do, what other soldiers and officers do, is the most important thing that the country is facing, ensuring its security, ensuring the security of its people in the long term. And just as importantly, while solving these important matters, we still don't forget about strengthening our strategic potential. You probably heard that quite recently Russia tested its state-of-the-art missile, unlimited range missile, with a nuclear propelling unit. And we can be proud of the achievements of our scientists, workers, and engineers. Its advantage is that there is a small nuclear power plant. It has comparable capacity with that of a nuclear submarine reactor, but it's 1,000 times smaller than a nuclear submarine's power reactor. But what's most important, while a conventional nuclear reactor takes hours or maybe days to fire up, this nuclear reactor starts within minutes and seconds. And this is a huge achievement, a milestone achievement. And we'll be able to use that in economy when tackling issues of energy supplies to Arctic regions in the lunar mode program. And even now, radiation protected electronics used in the Burevestnik missile are being used in our space exploration efforts. So it's a breakthrough, not only in the country's defense capability, but in general in science and economy for the future. But even that is not all. You probably have to know, must know that just yesterday there was another test of a future weapons system, and that's an unmanned submarine, Poseidon unmanned submarine with a nuclear power plant. So for the first time we managed not only to launch it from a carrier submarine, but to start its nuclear power plant, which powered this vessel, underwater vessel, for a certain period of time. This is a huge breakthrough as well, because with all the advantages I mentioned about Burevestnik, this one has a very small power plant, probably 100 times smaller than a nuclear submarine's nuclear reactor. But the power capacity of Poseidon greatly exceeds the power of our longest range intercontinental Sarmat missile. And soon it will be fielded. And Poseidon greatly exceeds Sarmat in capacity and power and in depth and speeds of underwater propulsion. There are no rivals to it, and there are no ways of intercepting it. I think it's important for you to know, because you're risking your lives in the front line. I think it would be interesting for you to know what you are risking your lives for. I think it's important for you to know how ready the country is to capitalize on what you do in your line of duty, defending your motherland. I think it's important for you to know how capable your country is moving forward, strengthening its defense capabilities. Once again, thank you. Thank you very much. And if you have questions or something to say, please go on. If you don't, well, just thank the media representatives here. Comrade Commander-in-Chief, if I may ask a question regarding the continuity of the tradition of serving Russia. I was named in honor of my granddad, and he was a soldier, and my father is in the military as well. He served in the paratroopers. I graduated from the Ryazan military school, paratroopers military school, and I continue their traditions. And in our free time, we do our best to tell, well, our soldiers, our subordinates, about the doings of our fathers who fought in a great patriotic war in the territory of Ukraine. I remember especially well the feat of our reconnaissance troops They were among the first to secure a foothold on the right bank of Dnipro River. And there was Sergei Mitrokhin, who cleared a defilade to the German positions, and they secured a bridgehead, a foothold. And they fought for 3 hours till reinforcements came up. And thanks to his actions, he became a hero of the Soviet Union at the age of 20. And I think the feats of our forefathers, they are covered in cinematography and in literature. And I'd really like the feats of our today's special operations forces, soldiers, recon troops, and so on. I'd like them to be covered in cinematography as well. Since sooner or later we will be replaced by newer generations. You're absolutely right. And I'll tell that more about that. First of all, I'm not sure.
I don't know the details of your grandfather's history. All that is in the military archives. And you didn't know the details either. But you're fighting like he did. It means that you have it in your genes. I recently read about my uncle when I visited Primorie, the governor gave those documents to me, took it out from the archive, and it really surprised me. I looked at the letters that my grandfather wrote to his son, and I never saw that before, but it's our history. And you're right that we must be aware of the heroic feats that our fathers and grandfathers and our brothers and comrades have become known for. And I've also watched television and the movies, and I fully agree with what you said. And one of your comrades in arms from Moscow, well, he managed to demine the territory while crawling for about 1.7 kilometers. That's a story for a good blockbuster. That's a good story. And the icons that you gave to me as a present, the icons with a bullet mark that saved your life, it's also stuff for the screen. It will be truly spectacular. And you know how it is. You were all fighting, and your comrades are fighting right now. Sadly, we cannot be at one physical table at the moment, but I hope that they hear us. The country must know about them and about their sacrifice. And I hope that people of the creative industries also hear us. Journalists are also risking their lives and suffering losses to show what you and your comrades are doing. And I believe that effort is very much appreciated. Mr. President, our brigade is relatively young. It was formed in 2014. At the beginning of the special military operation, we saw our brothers in arms showed utmost determination and courage. During the Great Patriotic War and after that, many reconnaissance units were accorded the title of the Guards. And many of us served in units that bore that honorable title, and we would be happy if you considered the possibility to accord the title of Guards to our unit as well. Well, I agree, this will certainly be considered. Now, do we have anything else?